Alright, this video is going to be on my 2003 Mark IV TDI Jetta. I installed LED light bulbs for the reverse lights and the turn signals, and as most people have problems with, as soon as they add LED light bulbs, you got the Hyperflash problem. See the Hyperflash, super annoying. Weird thing is when I do the four ways, it blinks normal. But I'm going to show you how we're going to fix the Hyperflash by using this Chinese flasher that I got off of Amazon for like $9 maybe. There's the number, made in China. I'll bring you back when I get a little further ahead. Okay, excuse the messy car. This car I drive to work, so it's all nasty and shit. But on these Mark IVs, your flasher is actually your hazard light switch. So you'll need a thin screwdriver, a pick, or a knife. And you gotta pry on each side carefully, and the switch should pop out altogether. I'll bring you back when I get the switch out. Okay, now I got the switch out. You just gotta push these in on both sides and pull it out. You're not gonna have much slack here. Definitely don't give you much harness to screw with this. Okay, we're back. I'll explain this in a minute, but as you can see, if you wire it correctly, left turn signal works, right turn signal works, and the hazard switch still works. So again, left turn signal, Hyperflash, hard to tell, it's daylight out. No Hyperflash. No Hyperflash. So there's three wires you want to tap into. That brown wire will go to your negative on the flasher, brown wire to negative. Now there's two black and white wires, and you want the top one. I think it's pin 7. So pin 7. So the top black and white wire splice into pin 7, and that goes to your positive. And then lastly, this is the most important step, there's going to be a tricolor wire right there. It's green, black, and white, and that's your signal. That'll go to L on your flasher. Now you have to cut this wire. As you can see, I cut it there. Cut it, and then the only signal that's going to be going is to your new flasher. So cut it, and then the tricolor, splice it and run it to L. You do that, and it should work. Now I'm going to try to attempt to either shove that flasher back up into the dash or something. I'll bring you back when I figure it out. Okay, I'm trying to fish it back into the dash. It's going to be a little harder than I thought. It's just a little bit too big. But I fished the wires back down through there. so I can push my hazard switch in. I pulled this extra little, see on my car I ain't got the limited slip button or whatever this was, the limited slip differential button. It's just a blank one. So I pulled it out and we'll see if I can push it back into the dash. Hopefully I can. All right, I'm back again. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this trim piece around the vents, then push the flasher back through there, and then put all the switches back in. Now to get this off, if you got the style like mine, you know, where you just can't pop these vents off, you gotta take the whole cover off. You gotta pull all of these switches off. You see I got all my switches. And then there should be a tab under hole 1, 3, and 5. And you should be able to pry up on them at the same time and pull this whole trim cover off. I'll bring it back when I do it. Okay, I finally got it off. It's pretty hard to pull it off. I mean, it's gonna feel like you're about to break it, but as you can see, it just pops off like this. Now I'll fish the relay back behind there, reattach the wires, push everything back in, and hook all the buttons up and push everything back in. So, half-ass tucked it back up in there. I mean, this ain't the cleanest install. I usually don't use quick splices and everything. I usually solder everything up nice, but you're not given much room to work. So I'll push the vent back on, or the bezel back on. I'll push the bezel back on, push the buttons back through, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, this turned to be a big pain in the butt. I got my wires long enough to my flasher, so I just pushed it down there where the radio is. It's hard to tell. Down there where the radio is. That gets it the fuck out of the way. So then when I try to push these switches back in, they don't hit the flasher. So that's how I solved that problem. Okay, this was a pain in the butt job. As you can see, I got the vents back in, didn't bust them. Flasher's tucked back up in there. You know, my 4-ways work. Come back out here, it's going to be hard to tell because it's light out. But you can see that one and that one. Yeah, so they're working all the way around. Let's test this. There you be. That's how you fix a Hyperflash on a MK4 Jetta with just a generic Chinese LED flasher off Amazon. I appreciate you watching. Give it a like. Comment if you have any problems, and subscribe for more videos. We'll see you. Part number. There's the part number to that flasher I got on Amazon.